welcome back to our next portion of the Flora Adora Hat, which is our project we're working on right now. So we're going to talk about charts for a second. So as you can see, this has actual color work. It's simple, but it's a great way to start doing color work. So you can see it happening in the ground of our hat. So it's like, how do you read a chart? Have you read a chart before? So you have this page in your pattern. We are just going to forget about this part of the pattern right here. Block that off. Right now we're working on the body, or we're going to start working on the body. And so you want to concentrate on this body chart. You have your color key, which tells you what color goes where in the pattern. And you also have a symbols key, which for this point in the hat, we're not even going to worry about it. Now your color key, obviously ours is set up for Bramble and Fig, but if like me, you wound all of your minis into nice little bundles with their card, you can actually then go and label each one to make sure you're using the right color at the right time. So just a handy tip. Also, when you're reading this chart for the body, you know that you read from right to left. So think about this is the first stitch on your needle right here. So for row 1 and row 2, you can see you're using all the same color. But it's when we get to row 3 that we're going to use that color, but then do the next 4 in the second color. And this is a repeat, which means these 5 stitches will happen over and over again. So I'm going to show you how we do that on the hat. It's so much easier than you think. So here we are working on our hat. I may have woven some ends in because I like to have a neat project. So we are on that second row of our chart. So let's get that in place. We'll use our bowl to hide what we don't need to know. And so we're working on row 2. So we're just going to finish that up because we've got to add in our next color. And you can see that we have 2 rows done. So now our next color is right here, ready to go. If you look at the chart, it's going to say that we knit 1 in the color we have been using. And then we're going to bring our new color in. And we're going to add that into the mix. And you can see we're going to do 4 stitches in the new color as I get my ends under control. But here we go. We're going to do, so we've got 2, 3, 4, and then we go back to the original color. Now typically what I like to do is I give it a little bit of a spread so that I make sure that there's enough room for the float on the back. So let's watch that again. We've done our first stitch of that row, or I should say repeat. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. Spread the stitches and bring that back for the beginning of the next repeat. So we'll do it one more time. So as you can see, there's our first stitch, there's our first stitch, and then we are just gonna go ahead and do 4 more to make 5 stitches. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once again, when you start the next repeat, like I say, always give them a little bit of room so that the floats on the back have room to stretch with your hat, and also it'll prevent puckering. So it's a good habit to get into, that when you do a few stitches and you know you're changing to another color, give it a stretch and you're good to go. But yeah, that is basically how you follow a chart. So yeah, we'll keep moving on with all this wonderful color work. And when we see you again, I think we're going to talk about how to do those decreases. So enjoy.